Hi, I'm Robin Bensley. Welcome to Chow Time. I was thinking we have well over 500 shows on the website already, and I don't believe I've ever done a Korean recipe. I've been to Korean restaurants, enjoyed the food very much. Well, I started to do a little bit of research, and I discovered that Koreans don't very often have desserts like we know desserts. They'll have sweet snacks that they make quite often, but as far as desserts, it's usually for birthdays or special occasions or parties or holidays. And so, guess what I'm making for today's show? This cake, I made this and it was so delicious. This sweet rice cake. It was so delicious. I love the consistency, and it's something not quite like I've ever had before. So here's the batter. I'm going to start with a stick of butter, soft, and I'm going to add 1.5 cups of just regular old white sugar. Get those two things blended. Five eggs go in there. That's a lot of eggs, and that really is the reason for the unique texture of this. So I'm going to blend the eggs in. Next I'm going to add sweet rice flour. I bought this at an Asian market, but some grocery stores might have it. But make sure it's sweet rice flour and not regular rice flour. So this we're going to need 2.5 cups. So there's 2. And there's 1/2. 1.5 tablespoons of baking powder. And one more thing, 2 cups of milk. Now I use skim milk for this and it worked perfectly fine. Pour the milk in. We'll blend that up. And it's always good to give it a little scrape. So I have a 9 by 13 buttered pan. I'm going to pour this beautiful eggy pale yellow mixture in there. There we go. And then my grandmother always told me to do this. She always had me bounce the cake batter like this a few times so any air bubbles could come to the surface and it would make for a more moist cake. I wonder if Korean grandmothers do that. I'm going to pop this in a 325 degree oven for 45 minutes to an hour or until it's set. My cake is done, and you can tell because it's a little bit browned and it's very firm, so it's all set. Now, typically in Korea, they'll cut this into squares and eat it just like this, which is delicious. But I've added another element to this cake, which even makes it better. I've just melted 4 tablespoons of butter in this skillet, and I'm going to add 2 cups of finely chopped walnuts. We're going to brown those up just a little bit. I'm going to add 2 more things. I have a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar. And a half a teaspoon of salt. That looks good. So I bring my brown sugar walnut topping and I put it all over the top of the cake. Spread it around. Now you want to let that cool down so the butter will harden and it'll help keep the walnuts together. Korean sweet rice cake with walnuts. How different is this? Look at how dense this is. This is so eggy and spongy and dense. I love the consistency. It's so good. You know what makes it? The salt on the walnuts. Without the salt on the walnuts, it would be different. This is like my new favorite go-to dessert. I'm going to eat more than one of these, you know.